Hello everyone, my name is Nikelclip. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to some more Fortnite Battle Royale. In today's video, I wanted to DM a kind of a second end to one of my previous videos whenever I did review season 3 of this chapter, and I just want to talk about what have been happening throughout essentially the second end. By the time I record this, we are only a few days away from season 4. By the time you guys watching this, we are in season 4. And I just want to kind of put a retrospective into season 3, how good in my opinion it was. And last time I remember I was so much positive about this season, but right now there's a bit of issues that I need to discuss with you guys and talk about my experience essentially with the season throughout the second end. Last time I said that this season possibly is going to be one of the greatest one essentially if they just do all the stuff right, and they did some stuff right, but they just did some questionable stuff at best. But anyway, let's talk about them. And first of which I want to talk about is actually some of the whenever I was making the video, or as I said, the first half, I was kind of briefly mention it because I was still not so much but we were still kind of in the middle of it. And although, let me just point out the negative first of all. There was barely any BR content. We did have the funding stages where we could fund for the different rebuild the tilted towers. I'm sorry, my English is not so bad. But yeah, we did essentially could vote over we're building one in tilted towers. And that was kind of the only thing I'm pretty sure we got in BR media. There was a few locations like concert and skateboard park, which I mean, I could see why the concert was kind of there, just because it's summer concerty time, but skateboard, apparently there was supposed to be a skateboard update, which we didn't get, so it was why was down there? And that got removed after the summer update, so it's what was the point in that? I don't know, maybe they were planning to drop it, but then something came out, so yeah, maybe that we didn't get it. So from the BR standpoint, the update wasn't really all that big, but we had cool maps essentially, creative essentially, because of this update we had challenges, we could actually get some free rewards, and free rewards were pretty decent, I want to say. So the maps which you got this time out for the summer that were improvement of the last time, because last time pretty much you were just sweat, and that was one cool map. But this one essentially, these maps are essentially pretty cool. There was I want to compare to PvZ Garden Warfare to Garden Orbs. That was pretty cool. That's probably one of my favorite maps. You might actually even see gameplay of it right now. That's how much I love this map. There was Parkour Universe, there's Rainbow Thingamajig, which I'm pretty sure you could do actually I don't know, maybe I don't no, that was I think I'm thinking of something else. Give me a second. Look at my notes which I made essentially prior before making this video. I forgot to put in Rainbow Royale, which I think is gonna go the summer because they came out almost similar time, but maybe that technically similar-ish for me at least. They came back summer, having relaxed time, and essentially, yeah, Rainbow Royale was also an event that happened, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, free mode, so yeah, that you can never cannot complain about that stuff. And essentially, a bit of an unpopular opinion. I actually do how they Fortnite decided to implement LGBT community over here, because it's not really shoved into your face oh my god, LGBT or anything. It's just put it nicely where if you don't understand you're gonna have a fun time, so it's yeah. And also put in the awareness, which I think is kind of nice. So yeah. And also I'm talking about the actual summer, which I not so much mentioned, but I just got a mix of the event. But yeah, actually it was pretty decent, the rewards were cool. The challenges were not too hard. There was one set of challenges we could do in BR, one set of challenges we could do in the creative maps. And I did like it. I did like it. It was, as I said, it was a step up from the last time. So I mean, it was hardly. I mean, it wasn't really difficult to essentially make a better event, some event than the last year. Now, I know some people are gonna bring out essentially, oh, we got the massive sources where you can hop into the mothership, get some good loot. Yeah, but that wasn't really the part of the summer that. Yeah, they came out at the same time, but that was not the point of the summer. Where just you just hop into the mothership and that was some exclusive time thing. They just came out at a similar time. We would have got this either way. It was just depending when. And they just came out at a similar time, so I don't really classify it as being in a summer update, major summer update. But yeah, essentially, now we got a summer update out of the way, let's just talk about the location update, or map updates, essentially, in general in this game, and yeah, that's something big I also didn't last time I did this, and this, they just really didn't improve anything upon that. Why not they essentially made changes where there's only one location stick to each actually change reality zone? Which I just ask myself, why didn't you just do that in the first place? I guess essentially they want to make oh, we may put so much work into it, but just you put so much work into pretty much nothing, because I could tell like that wasn't just like, you know, redesigning as much redesign, but just like putting like the Colosseum structures onto it already exists. So they actually like model it, and I think it would just have been better like for both parties if you just like one location each reality like zone instead of like having three of them. If you're just gonna use one of them at the end, so it's like that was kind of counterproductive. You could have just used the time in like in a skating competition, which we didn't get. But I mean, I'm just saying like, I don't think like they did a bad job at it, but just like you just didn't like seeing similar location, or like the same location over like throughout the entire map. Just like, as I said, I would have much preferred if they just stuck up to one location each zone. Like for example, up we're gonna have Cold Castle, up down there we're gonna have a Tilted Town, not Tilted Town, but yeah, Tilted Town and Tilted Future. Not sure if that's the right name of the, but you know, the one for the futuristic season. Like I think that would have been much better than putting out everywhere else in the map. Also, Lazy Lagoon did came back, which I was not expecting to Lazy Lagoon to return. I was surprised when Daily Bagel, Daily Bagel, but Daily Bugle one would have gone up. Maybe that would be like replaced with another map. Marvel place, since you know that's like entire comic around it. Maybe we're like getting another Marvel location, but nope. Lazy Lagoon did return, and similar place where it came back, but last time it was on the volcano. So yeah, cannot wait essentially to see when that volcano is gonna erupt. What's gonna happen to that ship? So overall, their location this time around, they really weren't that great, honestly. But that moves me to another thing which I want to talk about, as kind of like removal of imposters. Like, why did you remove imposters? I don't really understand. It was pretty popular enough. Like, you keep Party Royale where no one really goes down. I mean, there's people that goes down there, but just like no one really talks about it. No one's like even mentioned its existence, but you remove imposters if you're somewhat popular. Like, I get there was like this entire drama with the actual like Among Us, but I was like, that wasn't back in chapter 2. If you did want to remove a user, why didn't you just not remove it at the end of chapter 2? That would have made a lot more sense to remove it back then, because you know you could say that, you know, sticking to the law, imposters no longer here because, well, that room we used to play imposters literally just blew up. So yeah, that would make more sense. But why remove it right now? Like that doesn't make sense. You even made a collab with Among Us, so it's like, you would think they would be okay with it. I mean, I did see the post whenever that they're focused on the other project, but what was the issue just keeping that in there? Players so other people can play it. Like, I'm just lost for words. Like, maybe if they like made it like reasonable excuse for why removing it, for example, maybe player count was not so great, or maybe there was like too many bugs with it. Maybe then I would be like, okay, fair enough. But That just something that I just don't understand. That happened like at the end, almost the end of the season, which is, I'm just like, okay, I'm still kind of mind blown. Like, why? I just don't quite understand. Like, why would you move from bosses? What's pretty decent. But anyway, moving to that, essentially, the other stuff which I wanted to talk about is collabs. And collabs this time around were godly ones. Like, now this entire list of collabs is not gonna be every single collab that happened this season, because I'm pretty sure there will like happen more collabs. I can actually talk about them, but I just want to talk about a few of them essentially which specifically caught my eye, and that was the second wave of Naruto content, and that was obviously a banger because, you know, this Naruto was so much of a good essentially collab that happened last chapter, and obviously that's continued with Naruto too. With the rival, which I actually picked the one of the skins, but it's not much I didn't want to pick up the other skin, but just physically didn't have enough money for them, so it's like I had to skip that. But the next time around, actually, I'll gonna get them, and every single time we get an anime collab, that just makes me think that we're gonna get My Hero Academia at some point. Like, please, can I just get Deku skin? Thank you. And so, speaking of the anime collab, we got Dragon Ball Z Super collab. Did I just say Dragon Ball Z Super? Yeah, screw it. Because some people call it Dragon Ball Z, some people call it Dragon Ball Super, but I'm just gonna call it Dragon Ball Z Super. And yeah, that was the best anime collab ever we had. I mean, we only had like 3 of them so far, but if they somehow managed to top this, just like, I don't really see how they could. They had like a mini battle pass for this. They allowed you to watch actual Dragon Ball Z Super episodes. Like, wow. Do you imagine actually they did the same thing for Naruto, we just allowed you to watch Naruto episodes? That would have been just also great. And I do hope that whenever you're gonna get like more of these anime collabs, they're gonna do something similar. I mean, I'm not expecting like a massive, like a big like collabs where essentially just like do same events like that, but just where you can just watch some episodes. I think that would be kind of cool. And the other unexpected collab was John Cena, and that I was I remember like some people like saying like, oh, I wish we could get a John Cena collab or something. Like I was just like, yeah, that would be cool, but I don't really see it because I'm not really a huge fan of it. Not so much a huge fan, but I'm not really interested in that. So like I didn't know whether John Cena would be the kind of person to hop into like the other games, but apparently he did. And can I just say, my friend Loyal and other friends which I play with Fortnite, like Loyal and other stuff, actually I enjoyed this collab. I just have to mention just because it's just how much actually fun this collab brought to my friends. And actually, as a fun fact, I did got a Loyal this John Cena skin, which I was actually originally making this as a video, but then just like I didn't really capture his reaction, so just like, I mean, there's gonna be a first reaction buying his skin right now. I hope, if I don't forget to put it in the video. After that, we had Destiny collab. At first of all, when we had Destiny collab, I thought I was just gonna put like Fortnite characters into Destiny. Like some people said, like, oh, it's obviously gonna be now Destiny's gonna hop into Fortnite, but then I was just like, I don't really didn't see that because I felt like if they're gonna announce Destiny collab with that, I think they would have like announced it at the same time. But then a few days later, I was full wrong, and they did collab with Fortnite, and now we have Destiny characters in Fortnite, which. Not so much I'm like a massive, huge ecstatic fan over this, but I mean, I did play Destiny 1. I finished the original game, I was doing 3 of DLCs, I was playing through the second one, I didn't finish it. I was actually planning to play some Destiny 2, but then there's just like, the amount of updates I'm gonna get is gonna like take me 3 days, which I'm just saying like, you know what, I get better Wi-Fi, then I play Destiny 2. But rather than that, nope, not playing the game. Also, I got it for free because it was like for free for a few days essentially. So I was like, no, I didn't pay like certain amount of money for a game which I uninstalled, and I was just like, it was for free, so that's how I was able to get it. And this collab was also pretty nice. The emote I liked, the characters were pretty good. I'm pretty sure there was like one more essentially like the original Guardians. I don't know where he was, like the Joker Guardian, which I mean, I took out kind of the Joker because it was like not really taking stuff seriously, such as like I wonder where he's gone. Maybe that's something to do with not Fortnite or Destiny 2, or maybe there's something that he's gone or something. I don't. But I don't really. When I heard about Destiny 2 collab, I was just like, they're gonna have it in the game, but no, they didn't. So I was like, yeah. I mean, this collab was still pretty good. Like, cannot complain about that. And the other collab which we got was the kind of return of DC, and there's been lots of speculation of it. DC's not gonna collab with Fortnite anymore, mainly because of the multiverses and stuff, and I'm glad that did not happen. Like, we are still getting DC collabs, and one of my favorites was Starfire. Mainly because essentially I'm just slowly collecting every single Teen Titans skin, and Starfire is just a third of the fifth essentially. Now we just need Cyborg and Robin, and yeah, I'm still glad that we're getting DC collabs. I'm still glad that essentially they're just not saying like, nope, we're not putting any more DC skins in the game. Also, there was Starfire, there was also Dreamer, which some people speculate that could have been the next Battle Pass, but I'm still glad that, as I said, we are getting DC collab. I'm still glad that they're just not willing to plug out of it. And now I think it's time to talk about the biggest thing which I want to essentially talk about, not so much the entire reason which I want to make this video, but I was actually planning to make this into a separate video, but the login issues. Now, if you downloaded the latest version of Fortnite and you didn't have a specific website that Epic Games made unblocked on your Wi-Fi, then you basically just couldn't play Fortnite at all. Like, you couldn't basically just log in, and that's kind of an issue because that happened. I remember like we got the update like on, as always, on Tuesday. Then nothing happened. I mean, there was like a few people saying that under like parental not issues, but like parental settings. And I was just like, okay, cool, parental settings. But then such like 2 days later, then you sort of challenges which came out for week 14, and I couldn't log into the game. I thought, oh, okay, maybe it's Fortnite just having a bit of down. I'll wait a day or something. I'll play tomorrow. The tomorrow came by, still nothing. I couldn't log into the game. Then I was trying to see whether maybe there's something on Fortnite status. Maybe they have posts on it that saying that servers are not up, but nothing. So then I was just wondering whether that was my Wi-Fi issue or something. Nope, it's not that. A few days came by and I was just like, okay, what is the actual issue with this? I was trying to look online, and apparently the issue was where if you're not gonna have a specific website unlocked, which is I think like Supercell or something, you're basically just gonna play Fortnite. It was kind of very difficult, honestly. Like, I know it was kind of a few last days which I really have maxed out the Battle Pass, so that was not really much of an issue, but make that change and then don't really tell people how to resolve it. Just like, I just don't understand, like, why, how. at least, think about, they made something changes like that and didn't allow you to play the game in a specific website on blog. You would think that would at least tell you about it, but no, Fortnite didn't say anything about it. Like, the entire community had to figure out what themselves had to unlock to play this game. And that was kind of a shocker to me. Like, honestly, I believe this season was going so good at the beginning, but now they were just like doing some stuff down, like login issues, removal of imposters, the location changes. Like, as I said, this season had potential to be one of the best seasons we recently had, but I just didn't really love the fish. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like this season was still good, like vibing. You could have just chilled, even though some people didn't agree with that. Essentially, just chilling in this game. But I think this season was still pretty good. Like, there was still pretty good stuff about this season, right? Animals, spoilers, which I forgot to mention last time. But I think that this season is about average. If I had to rate it like out of 10, I would probably give it like 7 or 6 out of 10. Like, there was good stuff, but there was also major big stuff that just weren't like really good, like login problems and removal of imposters. Like, why? But as I said, on the whole, the season was pretty decent, and I'm actually looking forward for season 4. The video about me reviewing the season 4 battle pass should be coming out in the next few days. And I'm looking forward to what season 4 has to bring us. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below, how would you guys rate this season out of 10? As I said, my rating would be 6 or 7 out of 10. What is yours? But anyway, I'm gonna be heading it out, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.